Well, good morning, you beauties. Today is the 20th of November. It's 7 a.m. here in Ziegelstrasse, Berlin Mitte, and I'm on my way to Friedrichstrasse Station to catch a train to the Berlin airport, and I'll be flying Ryanair for the first time today to Stansted in London, and then from there to Cambridge. I'm speaking at a conference at the University of Cambridge this week, and so let's see how it all works out. First time, as I say, flying Ryanair, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great week. It is cold in Berlin. Take a look at this. It was snowing yesterday, the first snow of the season, quite early, I believe, for Berlin. Okay, I need to get to the station. We'll catch up a bit later. So after a rather eventful day of travel from Berlin, I made it to Cambridge yesterday. I arrived at Berlin Airport, the new Berlin Airport, and my Ryanair flight was delayed by 2 hours. There was a problem, although it had been snowing all night. And then the plane that we got eventually, we boarded, maybe 3 hours late, and while they were de-icing the plane, the truck that does the de-icing drove into the side of the plane, so we sat on the runway for a couple of hours until they could get some engineers out to come and check it. Thankfully, there was no major damage, and so we could take off. But I was delayed by about 6 hours, which meant that I had to do my American Academy of Religion Society for Biblical Literature talk, partly on the coach, on the bus from Stansted to Cambridge, and then partly in the dark under my umbrella in the rain, standing under a street light. But anyway, it got done, and I got here last night and then had dinner with my friends Richard and Ruby, and this morning I'm about to join the conference on religion and state mainly in Europe, but there are two South African presentations, Simpiwe Mthembu, my colleague, and myself. So having a quick morning walk through Cambridge just to enjoy a little bit of the morning air, and then I'm off to chapel at Wesley House. Right, so we've just finished our conference. It's day 2, which accounts for the change in shirt and the different pin that I have on my blazer. This is the Wesley House Cambridge pin. And it was 2 wonderful days of discussing the relationship between religion and the state in Europe and elsewhere, other contexts, South Africa as well. And there were some wonderful inputs from very, very complex contexts like France, Germany, Hungary, and of course from Ukraine, and the ways in which religion configures in those societies, the role that it plays in relation to constitutional democracy. So what status should religion be given in a democracy? Should it be given any special status? Should it be protected? Should buildings be funded or staff be funded, like in Germany, for example? Or should there be complete separation like there is, for example, in France? So myself and my colleague Simpiwe Mthembu spoke about South Africa's constitution, and we have obviously a much younger constitution, newer constitution in that sense than many of the European states, and we're talking about the ways in which we think about and work with this issue of religion in relation to a state that recognizes that people are religious, that their faith matters to them, and that it should be recognized in some way, but that it shouldn't be institutionalized. In other words, we don't have a state church like they do here in Britain, or like in Germany, a Landeskirche. And in terms of Russia and the Russian Orthodox Church and the Russian Patriarch, there was a lot of very interesting discussion on the role that religion plays. I always think of the words of Mitri Raheb, the Palestinian theologian, who says that very often religion provides the software that allows the hardware of abuse to function in nations. But of course, the other way around as well. Very often religious persons and religious communities provide the kind of care and inspiration and encouragement that allows nations to achieve their very best, to care for the least and the last, to work for justice and inclusion, the integrity of creation, and for the common good. Often because the religious communities don't have any political interest, or they shouldn't, or any economic interest, and they also shouldn't have that. So it's been a wonderful week. I head back to Berlin tomorrow. When I left Berlin, as you saw, it was -6 and snowing. It's actually been sort of summer weather here in Cambridge, 8-9 degrees and a little bit of rain, but today is beautiful. So tomorrow it's back to Berlin, and I'm there until the end of January 2023. So thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subject, and you can pop those in the show notes below in the comments, or you can contact me on Twitter or Instagram at DigitalDion. Who knows about Twitter these days with Elon Musk, or on my website, dionfoster.com, or on Facebook, Dion A. Foster. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch up again soon.